So hello everyone. So today I'll be talking about the IJN Yugumo destroyer for War Thunder. So let's take a look at this ship. So this ship weighs about 2,560 tons, has a maximum speed of 58 kilometers an hour. So basically this ship hasn't been upgraded, so the speed is only 58 kilometers an hour. However, if I do upgrade it, I'm pretty sure I can get it to at least 75 kilometers an hour. There's 228 crewmen. So the hull is made out of steel with 16 millimeters. Superstructure is steel and 4 millimeters. The main tower has 3 millimeters steel. Okay, and let's take a look at the ship. Armor. The only armor that's on this ship is on the turrets, and it's only like 3.17 millimeters in thickness, so it's not going to protect you from a direct hit. And it was just designed to protect the crew from shrapnel. So let's say someone's shooting flak rounds at you, flak's going off in the air. Going to protect you from that, and let's say it hits other parts of the ship and there's shell fragments, that would somewhat protect the crew from that kind of stuff. Let's go to the X-ray. So let's take a look at the guns. The gun is a 127 millimeter 5-inch naval gun. It has a rate of fire of 9 to 10 rounds per minute. So that's roughly 6 rounds per second. And there's 2 of them, so these are double turreted guns. So there's 6 guns altogether. And it has a maximum elevation of 75 degrees. And you can lower the gun to -7 degrees. And the speed of the horizontal speed or turning radius is about 5.1 degrees per second. So if you want to get a full turn, it will take roughly, let me get my calculator. It will take 71 seconds to get a full turn. That's quite a long time. So when you use the naval guns, just make sure you know where you're turning, because it's going to take quite a long time for the guns to train on the target. So the torpedo launchers or something on this ship. You do have reloads, 4 extra torpedoes for each torpedo tube. There's 4 torpedoes in there already, so that's 16 torpedoes altogether for the ship that you have, including the reloads. And the good thing about this ship is that it uses the long lance torpedo, the Type 93 Model 1 long lance torpedo. So this torpedo has a range of 91 kilometers. I mean, a speed, a velocity of 91 kilometers an hour. It has a range of 20 kilometers, and the depth of the torpedo is 1 meter from above the surface of the water, below the surface of the water. Has a fair amount of explosives in it, 490 kilograms of high explosive. And the torpedo itself weighs about 2,700 kilograms. It's pretty heavy. At 20 kilometers, that's a pretty good range. You could just launch salvos and salvos of torpedoes at long range. And if there's like a number of destroyers launching torpedoes, you're gonna score a lot of hits. Long range targets. Let's look at the ship. other parts of the ship. So here's the ammo elevator. There's one for every ship, every gun. I mean, gun turrets. So the ammo is fed through the ammo elevator. So there's two of them, one here, which takes it here, and another one that feeds it directly into the gun. So if any of this ammunition gets hit, then your ship's gonna suffer some catastrophic damage. So thankfully most of the ammunition is below the water line, which is a very safe place to put it. But if you take a hit from a torpedo, I guess that would be the end of it. And here's the fuel tanks for the ship, which is around this area right here. You have two engines. One here. Actually three. 1, 2, 3. 3 engines. You have two transmissions. One for each propeller. And here's the rudder with the steering gear. That's a smoke funnel. Kind of like it'll be equivalent to a car exhaust on your car, you know. This is the bridge. That's a radio station. And as you can see, the ship has not been modified in any way. I just got it, so we'll see how it performs. But it would be nice if the ship was fully upgraded. It'd be pretty fast. Get it to a pretty good speed. Have all the additional modifications for it. That would test the full potential of this ship. Okay, now let's go test.
And surface target.
Okay, let's try it out. The main gun's turret rotation is better than the previous ship, but it is still very slow. Test out our torpedoes against that long range, against that. It's about 6 kilometers away. As for naval gunnery, I'll skip past all that complicated math stuff. All you have to do is find out the point of impact for the shells. So I'm going to fire the shell and see where the shells land. And that would be the point of impact. And I'm going to use that reticle to aim. I know exactly where the point of impact is. And you could use the notches to aim with it. Like how I'm doing right now. And if I increase the speed or decrease the speed, the point of impact is going to change. It's not going to be the same. So I'm going to slow down a little bit, and I'm going to shoot. And of course, if I do that, the shells aren't going to be landing in the same place. There's going to be a different point of impact. here it is. If the ship is moving, then that's also going to be different still.
Torpedo impact. I see a torpedo impact on the enemy ship.
He hasn't been sunk yet. I mean, the ship that got torpedoed by my long lance torpedoes. These guns have a pretty decent rate of fire. They're not as good as the German guns. Where you can get a round of, you can get a round off every 4 seconds. A lot better. This is not a gun destroyer, I guess. It is a destroyer that you're gonna have to use torpedoes with. Okay, let's finish this guy. That's it. One thing I like about the gun turrets on this thing is that you have 2
The enemy ship sank.
guns per turret, which is a nice feature, and it's fully encapsulated, which is good for crew protection, of course. If there's any kind of shrapnel, then the gun crew are somewhat protected. Let's get the last ship. Spot where that is. So this ship hasn't been upgraded or anything. I just got it. So it's not very fast. So I guess after you upgrade it and everything, it could probably go up to maybe 75 kilometers an hour. A pretty formidable warship. And this destroyer doesn't have any radar or anything. A lot of Japanese destroyers during World War II didn't have radar, but they definitely had the technology, but they didn't employ it on a lot of ships like the Allies did, or the Germans. Definitely having radar would make it better, because you could detect enemy ships from very long ranges, like beyond the visual range, you know. That would be one of the advantages of using early primitive radars. I'm really not sure if any of these destroyers during World War II had any fire control systems which were tied to their radars, so that you could aim, you could use it to direct main guns and stuff. I'm not really sure about that. But, maybe I'm sure they could get the range of the target, and they could use that information to, they could feed it into some analog computer to get the ballistics for the guns, you know, so they know which elevation to aim the gun in relation to the range that they knew, you know. Okay, 91 kilometers an hour. It's about 5 kilometers away. Let's see how long that would take. Get my handy calculator. About 5.64 divided by It's 91 kilometer times 60. So it would roughly take about 3 minutes and 3.71 minutes for that torpedo to get to its target. So it'll take about 3 minutes and 43 seconds.
The enemy ship has been torpedoed. Torpedo
It's been
impact.
destroyed. Good. Okay, now let's try a real battle. Okay, let's take it out for a run. Let's take a look at the shells. The shells have a penetration of 28 millimeters, which is okay, but this ship doesn't have any other type of shells other than a high explosive time shell after this. But it doesn't have armor piercing shells. So these are high explosive is all you're going to get from it.
Gunners are searching for airborne and surface targets.
Let's take it out for a run. There we go. So I'm well within range here. Let's do our torp run. I'm going to try to find a mass of ships. The best way to use torpedoes is to find out how long it would take your torpedoes to reach the target. Estimate where the ship is going at what speed, and then you just launch it. This ship is going from right to left. It will take me about 9 minutes for my torpedoes to get there. Uh-oh, I torpedoed my own friendly ship. Fool, got in the way. Get out of the way, too. Playing arcade game with this, it's going to be a real problem for your enemies, because you can just you can replenish your torpedoes, fire it, reload it, replenish it, fire it, reload it, and replenish it. This would be a real problem for them. Play in realistic mode or simulator mode, you could only reload once, but in arcade mode become a torp. Torp for. Look, it worked. Same ship. Yes. Come on, man. I need to reload. Come on. Not really gonna rely on the guns with this ship. If I get close and if I get damage, I don't even have any parts to repair this ship. I'm just going to just keep launching. Launching torpedoes.
Attack the aim point. Torpedo impact. Torpedo impact on the enemy ship.
Man, I torpedoed a friendly. I want my torpedoes to hit them, not hit my friends. Oh man, a collision.
I see a torpedo impact on the enemy ship. Torpedo impact. I see a torpedo impact on the enemy ship.
5 more torpedoes. There. Wow, another ship got torpedoed. Wow, look at that, man. Playing torp war and it's working. I gotta reload. I'll replenish my supply of torpedoes. And there's a little ship right there. This guy could take some shells from me. Torpedoes. Well, this is good news. Gunship are slow. Oh, man. Track at that at the point of impact. Let's see where that is. Line it with my reticle after that. Okay, there it is. Well within artillery range. Slowing down or something, so now that's throw off my aim. Gets hit. Okay, now he's speeding up again. So. Forward, so I'm going to launch a salvo right here. There's a little island right there. 15 kilometers is a little too far for my guns. It's just about the right range for my torpedoes, however. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. During World War II, the weapon that was most feared by the Allies when they went up against Japanese Navy were their torpedoes, these long lance torpedoes. In the beginning stages of World War II, the Japanese Navy did very good against Allied navies due to their good torpedoes. And of Of course, they had a lot of capital ships too. Aircraft carriers and stuff. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't have much defense against this. Uh-oh. Miss. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Torpedoes against this guy. Let's see where he's going. He's coming straight at me. Give him up. I'm going to give this guy some torpedoes. Very fast since it hasn't been upgraded. I'll just make the best of what I got. If I can hit it. Nope, a little lower, a little more to the left. It's right. Thank goodness, in first place too. Not bad. This ship looks pretty promising. Okay, let's try out another battle with the Yugumo.
Gunners are searching for airborne and surface targets.
This is not the ideal environment for long-range torpedoes. Nevertheless, let's try it out. Give him a broadside. know it isn't. It just impacted the island or something. These last two torpedoes, so I can just small boat right there. Taste of my 5-inch games. Wait. Too slow on the draw. There's the destroyer right there. See what the point of impact is. And it's faster than me, so yeah, I got him. Wow, another one. I'm on a roll. That wasn't too bad.